Lou Bloom is a weirdo, so is Travis Bickle, and so is Donnie Darko. But only one of these is Mother. Hey guys, my name is Sydney and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be talking about Literally Me movies and how I love them, but at the same time I hate them. It's gonna be like a different formatted video. I wouldn't say it's a video essay per se, but I do have like a 4 or 5 page long script. Take that as you will. So I just want to come off with a spoiler warning for the following movies: American Psycho, Donnie Darko, Her, Nightcrawler, Taxi Driver, and A Clockwork Orange. There isn't going to be heavy spoilers for A Clockwork Orange, but I still talk a little bit about it. So yes. The first movie that I watched in the Literally Me genre, also known as the Sigma Male subgenre, was Joker. Now, I love Joker. I don't care what the letterboxd reviews say. I loved the Joker. And it was different from anything I had watched because I watched it in like 2022, I would say. So it was my first movie where I was just like, yeah, exactly. I still wasn't aware of the subgenre, and I was just, it opened the door for so many different movies for me, and I just feel like it was a very pivotal moment in my life. I wasn't aware of the subgenre until Donnie Darko, which was at the beginning of 2023. I have a video on that if y'all wanted to watch that. So in this video, I will explore the Sigma Male genre, the movies that I love, and the movies that I despised. It's quite a few. But at the end of the day, these are all great movies by different standards. And would it be a Sydney's Joint video if I always gave agreeable opinions? No. No, it would not.
Oh, she's taking it.
I first want to start with the movies I love because I love beginning on a positive note. American Psycho follows the New York investment banker Patrick Bateman, played by Christian Bale, while he goes on a murderous rampage. It is believed that Bateman hallucinated because of his drug use. My initial watch of American Psycho was a few weeks after the Joker, but I was just bored out of my mind. I thought the movie was so boring. I don't know what I was thinking, and I thought the climax was really good. The climax was the only part that kept my attention. I thought it was very funny, okay? And I just didn't believe it was that interesting at first. But when I watched it again for this video, oh, it took me to gag city. This was the Hennessy, y'all. And it was so much more funnier because how blatant Patrick Bateman's lies were. And it was just like, how many times are you going to go to the video store? Right. And it was just so absurd. And it's a satire. And you could tell it's a satire. In some movies, it's just like, is this really a satire, or did you just want to do stuff? Before, I thought it was boring and I really wasn't invested in the story, but now I'm invested. The increasingly erratic behavior that Bateman displays from start to end is interesting to see unravel, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching him go from this perfectly kept, slightly rude, but overall bland guy into this serial killer. It's crazy. But the end, oh my goodness, the end where everything just goes back to normal. Oh my God. It is very reminiscent of very wealthy white men committing crimes and then just being swept under the rug. Because, like, you guessed it, they're white men. They're rich white men. So, of course, everything just goes away. And how everybody is just ignoring the problem. Because if they know if they get rid of him, it disrupts the balance. You know, especially since he only killed one person that was on, like, their level. So, like, the fact that he was killing homeless men, and by their level, I mean, like, their class level, not, like, actually, like, y'all know what I'm saying. That he chose victims that were poor, that were hookers, that were homeless, and that were, like, women. If he was killing white men, wealthy white men all the time, oh, he would be done for. He would be done. The next one I want to talk about is Donnie Darko. I really love Donnie Darko. If it wasn't obvious, but the fact that I put it in my top 10 movies that I've watched last year, and if I didn't make a whole video on it, is it not clear that I love Donnie Darko? But basically, the titular character Donnie Darko avoids death, but is then plagued by visions of a man named Frank who is dressed in a rabbit suit, speaking on the end of the world. The film is filled with criminal activity being performed by Donnie due to the encouragement of Frank, Everyone knows I don't play about Donnie Darko. We all know I don't play about Donnie Darko. But I have to be honest. Sometimes it feels like the film doesn't even know what it's talking about. And that's okay. Jake Gyllenhaal has said, or is his name Jake? Jake Gyllenhaal has said, even I don't know what Donnie Darko's about. If it gets to the point where even the people involved in the movie don't even understand what's going on, then maybe we have to worry about. Maybe we have to go to the drawing board. I feel like Donnie Darko isn't meant to be understood, but at the same time, it just takes you along a ride. The ambiguity is what makes the movie what it is, okay? It gives the audience something to think about. I remember when I watched the movie for the first time, I was just sitting in front of my TV like this for like 10 minutes straight because I was just mind blown. I just like, what did I just watch? And I immediately wanted to rewatch the film. Like, I was just like, I have to see what I missed. And when I rewatched it, I saw much more, and I was just like, oh, this is the Hennessy, okay? And I wanted to know if there was any like missing pieces in the Donnie Darko universe that will like help me solve what is going on here, okay? And I was left with questions that actually made me wonder if those that are struggling with mental health are actually right. Because I saw a video talking about how people that, if they were to say, oh, the world is ending, oh, I am the second coming of Christ, oh, da 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 da, they're often said to be crazy. But if we had the societal standards that we have now, back when these prophets were here, then they would be labeled as crazy too. They were labeled as crazy back then, but those that believed in them will also be seen as quacks instead of just believers. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I didn't explain my concept in the right way, but basically I was just like, this movie made me question the legitimacy of religion and how some of these prophets may just be crazy. And I'm a Christian myself. I believe in God. But it makes it seem like, what if he was just wilding out? What if somebody else of a different denomination had a similar experience that Donnie Darko does in this universe? Follow me, walk with me, okay? I'm just talking. But at the same time, what happens when the talk isn't cheap? And it is what it is. Her was my most recently Literally Me watch. And it's one of the few movies in that genre that strictly follows a romance. And the movie follows Theodore, who was recently separated from his wife as he falls in love with the operating system. As an operating system, I mean a computer. I mean artificial intelligence. Yes, I do. Now, you may hear this and be like, what? But it is actually the best movie on this list. Yes, it is the best movie on this list. Forget the gossip. I don't care. Your lips are moving and your la 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 baby. That's what it's giving. And I admit I'm a little biased because I love romance movies. Like, I get down with romance movies. But the way this is done, it feels like you're walking alongside of the characters. Like, you're feeling every emotion that these characters are feeling. Even the operating system, even the computer. I'm feeling what Scarlett's feeling. Okay, Sabrina. What's her name? Samantha. I was thinking of Sabrina because of Romances is one of my favorite romance movies. Yes, it just felt really human. Even though it's about a story of somebody falling in love with something that's inhumane. But inhuman, oh, what's the word? Abiotic. Now we're going to get to the hateful part of the video.
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that,
No.
you know what I mean?
Nightcrawler. I hated Nightcrawler so much. But the plot is what carried it, okay? I like movies that are clearly character-driven. All of the movies that I've listed before that I loved in this genre were character-driven, okay? With this genre, it has to be about the characters. You can have the best plot in the world, but if you have bad characters, then it's nothing. If you have the best characters in the world but no plot, it's nothing. Like, there has to be a good balance of both, okay? And I feel like Nightcrawler, the plot was very good. That's why I got a 4-star. But I hated the main character so bad. I don't even remember his name. That's how much I hated him. Before I go off of this rant about how much I hate the main characters, whose name is Lou, by the way, I want to give y'all a plot summary. Lou is basically this man who is down on his luck. Well, not on his luck, but like he just can't get a job. He really can't get a job. He's stealing. He's trying to get all this effort. Everybody keeps saying him no until he sees this person that's like filming this like crime, like not this crime scene, this accident. And so he go get some cameras and he starts filming. He starts doing exactly what this person is doing. And he is so annoying throughout the entire thing. But basically he gets this person. He takes advantage of this poor guy who just needs some money, who is homeless, who is in a worse predicament than Lou. He takes advantage of him. Sorry if you just heard. I'm sorry if you hear Mason. Okay, is Mason dying right now? Mason, are you okay? Okay, he is fine. Basically, he's in a worse predicament than Lou, and he takes advantage of this because he knows he can pay him pennies. He was paying him $20 a day. Mind you, he was there all day with him running around that car. He literally had a Dodge Challenger decked out, special paint on it, and he was still paying this dude $20 a day, and then he died at the end because Lou wanted to get him closer. Are you serious? And then Lou just hired 3 more people with vans. Are you serious? And contrary to popular belief, I don't like to watch movies where it's painful to watch, okay? Every time the main character will come on the screen, I'm like, oh my gosh, turn this off. Turn this off and shut him up. Because it was just so annoying. And I had to take many breaks while watching this movie. I would just pause it, go downstairs. I would just be like, because I was trying to fold my clothes up. And usually when I fold clothes, it just helps me like just watch a movie, just like, you know, something to do. But even that wasn't enough. I had to pause the movie, just finish folding my clothes, and then come back to it later. Because it was just too much for me. The chase at the end did carry, because I was just like, oh. And it made me hate the man even more. People will do anything to become successful, and especially in the entertainment industry, which is what it's commenting on. And it's crazy, because why is this low-key the industry that I'm taking most of my classes for? In the sense that, no, that's not. I really respect the movie, but it just wasn't for me at the end of the day. And that's the case with a lot of these movies. Next up is Taxi Driver. I know, put the tomatoes down. Put the tomatoes down. I just did not get it. And that is okay. It's not meant for me to get, okay? Many parts of this movie felt like torture. I wanted Travis Bickle to better himself so bad, okay? First of all, let me explain what's going on in Taxi Driver. Travis is living his life. He's like he's a taxi driver, and he goes to these neighborhoods that most people don't go to, and he's just getting involved in the underground life, and he decides, he meets this woman and he likes her, and he takes her on a date to like a pornographic cinema, to a pornographic movie theater. Why would you do that? Lord knows. But then he meets this like 14-year-old prostitute. He decides to save her. It's this whole thing. He was about to shoot up an election. I couldn't follow along. I couldn't. It was slow paced. Like, Martin Scorsese, I love you, but at the same time, step back. The parts where Travis Bickle purposefully or even unconsciously self-sabotage makes me so angry, because I can see this from the woman's perspective. That he like basically stalks, by the way, and y'all point at the screen and be like, oh, me, he's just like me. How is he just like you? You taking women to pornographic theaters? You stalking women? I'm sorry if y'all can hear Mason licking himself violently in the background. But that's what you do? Really? And you're proud of that? Really? You be scaring the women? Really? And that's what you're proud of? That's not. I just felt like he was framed as a hero at the end, even though he was kind of like dead wrong throughout the entire movie. You know, I feel like he was right for saving that young girl, but at the same time, he killed like 4 people. Some of them did not need to be killed. He stalked women. And then finally, A Clockwork Orange. I watched the first scene of the movie and I had to cut it off. There are a lot of things I can do, but like graphic violence, just for the sake of there being graphic violence, something I can't do. I also couldn't watch Lolita because I was just so grossed out. So Stanley Kubrick, you are 0-2 with me, okay? And then I was just not in my right mind to watch. It was like the middle of the night, and I was just like, I can't do this. And then it got taken off HBO Max right after, so I guess we'll never know my thoughts on A Clockwork Orange.
Control it, control it, control.
Mason, can you stop? Thank you. These movies are ambiguous on purpose, and sometimes it lands like in Donnie Darko, and sometimes it flops like Taxi Driver. I love some of these movies and hate others due to how much I like the main character. The only main character that I find is actually likable is Theodore from Her. Still, I can't help but find Donnie sacrificing himself at the end of the movie noble, even though he was suicidal anyway, but like, that's not the point. I can't help but find Patrick Bateman hilarious despite all of his flaws. But when the same thing is being done with, what's his name? Dang, hold on. I gotta know his name now.
Technical difficulty.
Louis Bloom, that's his name, okay. But when the same thing is being done with Louis Bloom and Nightcrawler, I hate him. My movie standards aren't exactly Oscar worthy, but I know what I like and I know what I don't like, okay? The Sigma male genre will always be an enigma to me, so I can't help but consume more content from it. Please let me know your thoughts on these movies and the other ones in the subgenre and give me recommendations. I'm always down to watch a strange movie, guys. But if it's too strange, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know in the comments. All right, guys. This is too much for little old me, okay? So I'd like to thank y'all for watching this video and sticking around. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and letterboxd, both blondedsydney, and followed by a business page on Instagram, doll by Sydney with 2 S's. There should be some content coming to that page soon, so you may want to follow it to see my skills. Okay, y'all have seen my skills when I did my cousin's makeup on that one video, but y'all know how I get down. Thank you for all the attention that y'all gave me on my Saltburn video. That meant a lot to me. Thank you guys for the support. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!